Welcome everyone. This is the MPCA Dream Team webinar, and this is webinar 21. My name is NG Gavin, coming at you from my hotel here in Bali, and with this webinar is like, you know, it's all totally out of whack, different time, everyone's sort of crazy stuff going on, but you know, we run these webinars so then we just what's going on. Have a few more people coming in later on. So guys, webinar, and there you go, we got Bursha, he's just come on. So guys, welcome to the webinar. We're going to do our usual thing, and we're just going to do our introduction. So quickly do some intros, everyone sort of share maybe 1 or 2 minutes about yourself, and then we're gonna attack the new changes that's happened, because everyone wants to know what's going on with MPA and MPCA and the new changes, and how that, I guess that how that personally affects you. He's got a new haircut and a new profile pic. So how that affects everyone personally. Okay, so we might start with the superstar that was on last week. Mate, if you could just share a little bit about yourself for those, and we'll keep rolling.
Is that a me, Gavin?
To you, my friend. Nice hair, mate.
I can't hear you very well.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay, fantastic. So Bursha, I know you were on here last week. If you could just maybe share a little bit about yourself, for those that don't really know, haven't seen you before.
Cool. This is Bursha. Just came back from playing basketball.
Awesome.
Hey guys, good day from Australia, guys. Everybody, I'm here. Lives in Adelaide. 1300 from Gavin, where he's from. I guess is that right, Gavin?
What was that? What was that, Bursha? 1300 kilometers away.
Yeah. Boy, you live in Brisbane.
Well, yeah, I used to live in Brisbane, but now I'm living in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So, but still, it's probably what, a 6-hour trip, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. That's hometown, bro. So yeah, guys, I joined MPCA back in February, I think 6th of February 2017. I joined through Sean Logan, and he introduced me to Mr. Main Man NG Gavin, the ball breaker. So yeah, since then, watching all the videos, Sean Logan's, NG Gavin's, and also Logan Susnick, if I pronounce the right name. I watched your videos as well, and then I decided I'm gonna crush it to 1300, which I'm gonna look back. So the people moaning about all the changing and things like that, I don't care, because end of the day, we're gonna crush it.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. That's it. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll get everyone's perspective on it. And because I'm looking at my account, it's sort of, I've sort of figured a few things out, but then I don't know all the answers, right? It's going to affect everyone differently in a positive or negative way. So it depends on which way you see it, right? So thanks, Bursha, for jumping on again the second time, for seeing you. So thanks, buddy. I think everyone's going to know your face by the time we're said and done. So thanks for jumping on board. So mate, we're going to go to our main man in the land of the rising sun. How are you, Dennis from Japan?
Hey man, I'm very happy, and I'm officially claiming the title of Revshare Grandpa for another 20 years till you guys get it some white whiskers on your darn chin here, okay? Man, everything's going cool, I mean, like I saw some information about what's going on. And I just said, well, yeah, man, I just do my regular life. I go out and do my garden. I go see the beautiful cherry trees. I take grandma out to tea. I mean, we just live life. We don't let drama of any kind interfere with our lifestyle. So everything's going smoothly here in Japan. And so happy to see all of you here tonight.
Awesome to have you, Grandpa. And I believe what Bitcoin's now gone fully 100% legal tenants currency, or what's the deal with that?
Well, no, we cannot nomenclature it as currency because the Japanese government certainly does not nomenclature Bitcoin or any other altcoin as a currency. You know, maybe even Logan will chime in on this later. Basically, the government looks at it as an asset. Like if you were holding gold or silver, they'll call that an asset that you're holding, okay? But what is cool, if you go to any store that's got a modern way to swipe a card, there's no more little message that comes up on their screen saying, oh, check to see what kind of card this is because I'm paying with Bitcoin. Now it doesn't give any message at all. They just swipe, hand you the receipt, thank you, right? We've been using our darn Bitcoin debit card left and right, up and down. It's no problem, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's like, that's it. As long as the transaction's fast, they get their money, it's all sweet. Thanks for jumping on board. Once again, Dennis from the land of the rising sun. I like that's got a good ring to it, mate. And I think, yeah, you can claim that. You can claim that prize. Grandpa Revshare, Grandpa sounds good. And we miss this bloke. I mean, you know, he's this guy Logan. We've had him on many times, aka Julio Iglesias. How you been, Logan?
I'm good, man, thanks. Yeah, we need Tony to deliver that title. So, yeah, I don't know. Dennis and Tony are right there, you know, with grandpas. I don't know, but yeah, Dennis is the first one. So we'll see. You know, if hopefully all these programs are going to be around for 20 years, so that we can fight over who's going to be the grandpa. You know. So. Yeah,
absolutely. That'd definitely be good. Good to quarrel over for sure.
Good problem.
And yeah. Well, look, we might touch on you later because everyone knows you. There's no point, you know, telling your story because everyone knows you. You know, and we did. Yeah, we do miss Tony because he loves saying that. But we might touch a little bit later on the you know, the changes in MPCA. How does that personally affect you as everyone else? So I don't think you look like you got a pretty happy smile on your face. So business as usual.
There's no effect whatsoever, you know, just the drama around.
Yeah, mate. I'm looking at my account. It's like, you know, so. But anyway, thanks for jumping on board, Logan. We're going to go to Pedro. Pedro, my man from Mexico. It's our second, I think the second or third time you've been on. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How about y'all?
Do you want to say some? Obviously, just tell us a little bit about you in about 1 or 2 minutes. But do you want to say a little bit about your in some Spanish people watching, people in Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, Spanish is not that good, but I try. Hey guys, my name is Pedro Ramirez Rubio, and so talk half English and half Spanish, or I didn't.
Yeah, man, just roll with it.
All right, guys. Well, I live in Mexico. I have 2 years experience in internet marketing. Like I said, I'm not that good, but I also not that of a beginner, you know. So yeah, I'm still going towards the mountain of success. I'm pretty sure most of us are going to the same path, and yeah, that's basically what I want to say in English. People that are watching this in Spanish, or everybody's like, "What's going on?" or something. Hey, hola amigos, ¿cómo estamos? Pues mi nombre es Pedro Ramírez Rubio. Pues aquí estamos con muchos grandes amigos, está mucha gente que sabe sobre lo que está haciendo sobre la industria de Revshares, y estamos nomás aquí juntándonos. Es lunes a las 6:53 de la mañana, y pues le estamos dando con todo, y estamos aquí para que estemos y vean que se está realizando muchas cosas, y estamos haciendo las cosas bien para ser más grandes en el futuro, ¿verdad? I think that's it, yeah.
Muchos gracias. I think that's so.
Gracias, Pedro.
Yeah, basically, I just tell them that we're here hanging out. It's 7 in the morning here in Mexico, and we're just all hanging out. We're all talking about the same stuff. We all want the same journey, and basically, whatever any questions or anything, let us know. But basically me, because I'm the one that's gonna talk to them.
Yeah, definitely see Pedro if you want to know anything about MPCA, and you're building a small team, but it's growing fast. So yeah, you're in a good place. Just keep going, man. Don't worry about anything else. So thanks for jumping on again, Pedro. Awesome to see you.
Welcome.
And we've got the main man, Tommy, from New York City. The last time I saw Tommy was at the MPA event, and it was a fantastic time to finally meet you, Tommy. And I think we had too many beers, but that's what we do, right? That's what we do. We do some business, and then we celebrate. So for those of you guys that don't know Tommy, this guy is just he's just blasted onto the scene, and mixing it with all rubbing shoulders with and elbows with all the big dogs. I think I think you got like Uday's phone number or something by now, wouldn't you? But for those guys that don't know you, man, if you could just share maybe like a quick 1 or 2 minutes about yourself.
My name is Tommy Wong. I'm from New York City, the city that never sleeps. I started about 5 months ago in November, and so far, yesterday actually, I hit 1,200 ad packs. And
sorry, how many was that? We just had a little bit of a glitch. How many ad packs you got? 1,200?
Yeah, 1,200 ad packs I accomplished in less than 5 months time in being an MPA.
Yep. How you going with the MPCA? You got a couple hundred in there, haven't you?
Yeah, MPCA, it's on autopilot. I'm just doing my repurchasing. So right now I have about 200 ad packs there. It's just on slowly but surely is moving. I just want to focus on maxing out MPA and then move on to the next one.
Yeah, well, you're just about there at MPA. Maybe another month, and then you're done, and you can grow MPCA. So I mean, just that experience, obviously, seeing you there, and all the other guys at Journey, Paul lived in Singapore, Rovier, and Ernie's one that I need to get on again. I actually haven't had him on yet. But Ernie's one of that really sort of, he got up on stage as well, like it's crazy.
Ennis from New Jersey.
Yeah, Ennis. Yeah, I call him Ennis. Yeah, Ennis. Yes, Ennis. So it was a life-changing experience for many people, and definitely awesome. So, all right, guys, well, we're going to basically, what's happened in the last, 72 hours, I guess, that we've just had some changes. Obviously, it was three times rule. Now we've gone to a 2 times rule, and for those of you that were at the MPA event, then you'll just go, yeah, look, I totally get it, understand, because everything that was said at that event was like, Uday got on stage and he said, like, we want to have many, many more birthdays, and everything that's happened with MPA. It's very meticulous, and he plans ahead. He looks at the numbers and everything, right? So he doesn't just make changes when things are bad. When MPA has made changes, they always make changes when things are good, right? MPA they don't react to trends. We set the trends, right? And that's a big thing with our business, and I think that's why we're number one. And so anyone that was at the event will get it. Like, we'll go, okay, I get it. We need people to purchase, sell more ad packs, sell more products as they release new products. But then again, we need to be on the cutting edge, and we need to make sure that this business is going to be around in 5 to 10 years. That's his exact words text that he used. So that's the whole goal, and everyone at that event will understand that. So to me personally, with the new 2X rule, it hasn't affected. It's business as usual for me. Okay, it's nothing. Nothing's going to change. But I want to get a perspective on this webinar because everyone's at a different stage. All right, so I might go back to front again. Tommy, how has that affected personally for MPA or MPCA? You can have a stab at both, either or.
Honestly, it's definitely a big pay cut. I haven't been withdrawing as much, but my goal is to withdraw from Payza and then put it back in with Bitcoin.
Okay.
Because everybody's complaining about these fees. It's 2%. It's not that bad compared to other processes like Payza. So that's going to be my strategy for the next couple months.
Yeah, Payza, they're already taking a nice chunk, and then you got not Bitcoin's probably the best. I mean, the way I see it is like okay, you're going to take a 2% hit, but then you're going to get 98% back because that purchase is now 2x, right? So it just depends on which way you see it. But if you're building a team and you just continue to promote the business, and your referrals will purchase, obviously, from you're going to get leaders commission. If you just focus on that, it's not really going to affect you as much. Pedro, you're just starting out, but I mean, from someone that is, how many ad packs have you got in MPA or MPCA? Which one are you building first? I know you're in both, but which one are you focusing on?
I'm focusing on MPA.
Yep.
Yeah. So MPA have around. I should have had more, but anyway, it's a long story. My strategy was, anyway, since I met you, so I got a good path, but MPA, I think I have going for 60, and MPCA, I have 20.
Okay. So what I know you're just like, from a perspective that you're still starting, right? You're still sort of at the beginning. You're just
What was that? I didn't hear.
Purchasing it. Just because you're still building your ad packs up. I'm assuming that you're not withdrawing anything. You're just like repurchasing everything.
Yeah. It's like I said. MPA. I know MPA since November 2015, but my strategy. I mean, it wasn't really a strategy. It was just like put in money, 2 months, take out the money, and then I've been doing that so forth and so on since I start watching your videos and everything. Repurchase, and all that. Right, I get it. And then referral. So so that's my strategy right now. Basically, just repurchasing and then getting people in my team. People in my team. I mean, I don't want to say nothing about them, but some people started with $10, $15, $20, and they're like, better this, better that. I'm like, don't worry. I mean, you cannot even withdraw $200. I mean, it's not gonna affect you. It's not gonna affect you. So let's work this 6 months. Okay, I just always tell them, would you like this MPA or MPCA, because they're both in same admin? Would you rather get paid for 1 year or 4 to 5 years? What do you want? Work it for 1 whole year, So I just tell them just chill. But I mean, we can't even withdraw $100. I'm like, so why is the point for you to get mad? Maybe they got mad at the 2% commission, and I was like, Payza charged you 50 cents just to buy ad pack, just to buy one ad pack. So if you buy $5 ad pack, that's 50 cents. That's like $1 earning. So you're actually 50 cents earning. You know what I mean? So it's not a biggie. Just switch to BTC and that's it. But to me, it's like some people say, it's just 2 minutes extra of your time. Instead of 5 minutes, 2 minutes extra of your time. Total 7 a day, which is not that bad. Making 10 ads, it's good for me.
Yeah, look, I can understand. I can understand that point of view where, obviously, like $15 USD is like a lot of money, right? And they're going to hit by the 2%. I can understand that side of it. But yeah, I think if we just really focus on like looking long term, And once they get to $200 a day, they're gonna, like, trust me, they're gonna forget about the 2%, right? But they're not at that stage yet. So you just have to, I guess, just nurse them. If you like you said, work 1 year and then you're gonna get paid for 4. If they can see that vision, see that, then trust me, when they get to $200, 200 USD a day, whatever pays those, they're not going to worry about the 2%, man. So, it's all good. It's all good. So we might go to Logan. I mean, Logan's you definitely know your numbers. What's your perspective on this new 2% rule?
It's such
sorry, 2 times rule.
Yeah, well, two times. Yeah, the 2% thing. I mean, it's amazing how much people talk about it. I'm in MPA with Payza and STP, and you withdraw 200 and you get whatever 190, and it's just a fact of life. It's like I don't go around. When the 2% thing came up for Bitcoin, I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe it takes more time to deal with, whatever. It's not fully automated. It's like, it doesn't matter. Even today, I had a woman comment on my video on YouTube where she was explaining, she did the whole math focusing on the fees. She's like, well, I can't do the 200 really. All I get is 100, and it's not really 100 because I pay $4, whatever, $2 to pay and $4 to withdraw. So it's really, $96 or $94. And I'm like, wow, the time that this person spends on focusing how much it's going to cost her. And I'm thinking, well, while she's spending $6, I'm going to be making $94. It's like the two sides of the same coin. So it's totally glass half full, half empty kind of point of view. So really it's a non-issue. As far as the 2 times, we had that in MPCA to begin with. So I think it's more like expectations, right? Because we know that's how it is from the get-go. And in fact, we had this in MPA before PayPal, right? Wasn't there like a three times just set up right before the PayPal crisis hit? I think there was a pool.
There was a pool, but I can't even remember that far back. My memories.
Yeah, I think it happened right before the PayPal thing, right? Maybe it was a matter of weeks or whatever. So, when it's there, when you start with there, then you, like you said, you get used to it. It's normal, And but now from this perspective, now that you have the change, I realize that people expected that they can go in with whatever, a few $100, and within 6 months or a year, they can withdraw 200 a day forever. No repercussions whatsoever. Well, that has to come from somewhere, MPA or MPCA. Nothing really happens. There's nothing that you do for MPCA by clicking your ads, apart from looking at 10 ads, reducing the credits by 10 ads. If you're not putting money in, or more specifically, if you're not bringing new people, really, the business cannot survive on just your repurchasing ads. It's a non-event for MPCA or for MPA. There has to be more. And to see how many people were like, oh, it's the, commissions, they should be cut because these people shouldn't be making all these commissions. But it's like, they're bringing new people in, they're bringing new money in, they're putting in their own new money in because they're making more money. It's like people don't understand. So it's the usual 80-20, maybe even 90-10 rule. 10% of the people get 90% of the work done. And the other, 90% of people are going to be wasting Anakis and the Keithys and everybody else's time by asking the same questions. So it's been like a frustrating 3 days where you just see how people think and they really don't understand. So, can we blame their sponsors? Probably in great part. I think people make promises, and it's a business, it's an advertising business, and you gotta spend money and you gotta take time and you gotta explain to your downline what it is. So again, for me, for you, it's business as usual. For you, I know it's a pay cut, but you have commissions. So, hey, okay, I was making this much money, now I'm going to make less, but I can make more money if I promote more. So it really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of understanding how things work. And this type of negative reaction only proves that people don't get it. They're gambling, you know. They're going in thinking, oh, you know, they're investing or whatever it is. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I'm just a little frustrated.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you're right what you said about they don't understand. Actually, I might just mute you out. Sorry. Hang on. Sorry, I think it's just the understanding, and it doesn't coming into like exactly what you said, putting in $50 and then expecting to take out $200 a day. The money has to come from somewhere. Exactly right. So, guys, if you're at whatever point you are in MPCA and you're thinking, or MPA, and you're thinking, you know, this rule is like, oh, it's taking money away. Trust me on this. Okay, I've maxed out both programs. And if anyone should be, you know, peed off, it should be me, right? But you know what? The way I see it is, okay, I'm going to get more leaders commission anyway, right? And I'm just going to keep on doing what I do, what I've always said, right? Just clicking 10 ads, it does not constitute a business, right? You need to build your brand. You need to get yourself out there, put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone. People are going to see you. You're going to get people in the business. You're going to refer more. You're going to get more referral commissions. Your business is going to expand. Clicking 10 ads does not constitute a business, okay? If you think that's a business where you can become rich, I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen. So just do what everyone has always said on these live streams. That's why we come on these live streams, is to grow as a person, build your business, and this two times rule, 3 times rule, whatever it was, it's not gonna really worry, because you're building a business. You're always constantly got new people coming in. You're getting referral commissions. You know, it's blah blah blah, right? So focus on that. Don't focus on the 2%. Oh, it's gonna, you know, like they're figuring out, oh, it's gonna cost me 2%. Like it's absolutely crazy if you're gonna, like what you said, Logan. Okay, it's absolutely nuts. You're focusing on the wrong thing. So I'm just trying to give you perspective on where I am. I'm not like, do you really think that I'm worried about 2%? Like, you know, I got a payment today at 1.5 Bitcoin. I'm not worried about the 2%. Just focus on the fundamental stuff. And everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to take care of itself. Okay. Dennis, what's your perspective on it? I read some comments on what you thought of the 2%, 2 times rule, but what's your comments from the land of the rising sun?
Right. So when the information came by, I just went, well, I'll take a 72-hour break and just connect with my team and explain kind of like what was going on there in English. So we got onto Skype, and I showed them, okay, you put in 1 Bitcoin, you can take out 2. They went, I love you. But you put in 3 Bitcoin, you can take out 6. I love you more. Right? All I'm getting is I love you, right? That's, oh, by the way, down here, there's a 2% charge. They laughed. They said, oh, it cost me 20%, 10% to take out my own money from Japanese bank, 2% ain't, and then I'll leave that blank there for you to fill in. We're loving it. No worries.
Yeah, when obviously everyone would have got the notification in both MPA and MPCA, and the exact text was, you know, we want to be around in 5 to 10 years, right? So we're going to make the necessary, and then so forth. It sort of talked a little bit about, you know, what the goal, why the changes, but you know, they want to. Uday said at the event that there wouldn't be many more birthdays, and then he said in that official admin message that, you know, we want to be around in 5 or 10 years time. So if you think about it from that perspective, okay, you know, will it be around in 10 years time? We don't know, but Uday and the executive team and everyone that's involved is going to do our best for it to be around in 5 or 10 years time. That's why the change was implemented. Right now, so what are you going to do? What are you going to think of yourself, and what you can do personally to increase that income? To, you know, literally, when you think about it, there's no cap. There's only a cap in ad packs earnings. So if you think about all you're thinking about is the ad pack earnings, that's all you're going to get. So think about, okay, ad pack earnings, I'm going to get X amount. but then I want to get from the leaders commission, I can get, it's unlimited, right? So just think of it that way, okay, guys? So don't think of the 2%. Don't think of the the negative stuff. Just think about how you can grow your business, because 5 to 10 years time, I'll be glad to make take a small a pay cut, because I'm going to make that up anyway in leaders commission, and then in the next year or two, I want to figure out, okay, how can I make some more in MPA and MPCA? Then we've got this new product coming out, right? I don't know what it is, but I think I won't say what it is, but it's a new product. I don't know whether it's a platform. I don't know whether it's a product. I have an idea, but if I say, but then people go, oh, you said so. Whatever it is, right? It's going to be something new. It's going to be another revenue stream right? So we've got MPA, which is limited. It's capped in a certain way, but then if you bring, more people to the business, then you're going to benefit from them. Then you've got MPCA, which is same. All right, it's monitored, it's regulated. We know exactly what's coming in and what's going out, what you can make from it, right? So now you've got MPA, now you've got MPCA, and something else is going to come out. So you've got all these three businesses that are all supporting each other, but then they're all tightly monitored, and any one of these programs will take out $1 million like in other programs. You just can't do that, and the reason why is for sustainability. So just think long term. There's going to be more. There's going to be more products rolling out. I know that there's going to be like after the next product or platform. I don't know. So don't worry about it. There's going to be more ways to make money in MPA and MPCA. Just focus on. Don't focus about the 2%. All right. Don't focus about the 2x.
If I can add, I know you were on the boat, but I know Tommy was on the official hangout. They said there's another product coming in 2-3 months, and then they're talking about 3 or 4 other products down the road. So there's gonna be a bunch of stuff. They really have a plan on being around for a number of years.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So we might just go to Bursha. Mate, what? I know what you said, but look, I know if you could just thoughts on it.
Gavin, I was watching Arnold Schwarzenegger yesterday. He said a beautiful thing. Like, you know what he said? He said people having clarity in vision, like a non-clarity. They're not clear in the vision, right? So I guess that comes to any state. Doesn't matter what you do, like what we do, right? So in terms of Uday Nara, right, like the way he's looking at it, nobody's looking at it that way. That's the problem, right? So if somebody never ran a business, they don't know what are the different, the expenses are there. If the team is growing, they need to have the money to survive that team or to recruit more people, right? And that's what he's doing. And in terms of 2% in and 2% out, right? I don't see a big deal about it, right? So if you like myself, right? I decided I'm gonna knock it down 1,300, right? If I'm putting the money or buying the ad packs within the system, or anybody else out there within the system, at least for 700 to 800 ad packs, they have nothing to worry about whether 2% out or 2% in, right? But if I'm putting the fresh funds in, yeah, I'm getting charged for 2%, but who cares, right? Because that's for the long run. The looking at the bigger picture, right? Looking at the bigger picture, right? So I think not looking at the bigger picture is the issue. That's where I think all the questions are arising, that this 2%, that 2%, but nobody talking about Uday is bringing more products on the system. More products mean more customer. More customer means more money, right? More money means everybody got the share, right? So I think rather than focusing on 2% here or 2% there, everyone should be focusing on how we're gonna grow the business. If we're talking about every time we say this is Revshare is in our business, it's not Uday Nara just a business, right? That's we all are a part of it. We all are a team, right? So if we all are a team, we got to look at that. What's the longer, as you were explaining before, the long term, not the short term, right? In that sense, I guess, you know, it doesn't bother me. It excites me that if he's putting the 2% on, he's going to bring more stuff in to bring more money to the system. So yeah, that's my thought. Like, it's nothing to worry about. Just chill out, relax, and as you were doing in Bali, the Gillies Island, just relax. That's all you got.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I'm not sweating it. Yeah, obviously the business is growing. Hosting and servers and support team and programmers cost money, and it's a business. It has to be run like a business, and it costs money. The money has to come from somewhere, or Logan said, right? It just doesn't just pop out of thin air. I want
to add one more thing, Gavin, in there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at the business itself. What had happened last? I'm not into the business for a long period of time. But I have research in the back, right? All the business they just, you know, stayed a 6 months or a year or less than a year, right? So yeah, like, not to get into that hole. Before we get into that hole, he just make it clear, I'm a long term. I want to stay here long term, and that pinch everywhere. That's okay, right? But you want to, like, you know, you want all the eggs once, or you want to have a egg every day, like a gold egg. You know how the saying is, the old saying is. So that's what Uday Nara is going for, right? You want a company to bust, and then that's it, and not 2% now. It's nothing there, right? But the way we're going, I think the way Uday Nara is going to sustain it for the longer period of time, and where, you know, everybody contribute, and then we'll stay for a longer period of time, which is, like, you know, as you're explaining, that for 10 years or maybe 20 years, depends, you know.
Yeah, and it executive management team and everyone else can only do so much. It's up to us. I might just block you out there. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's up to us too. It's up to us as the business. I mean, but the thing is, right? Here's the thing. Okay, you might get charged 2% to withdraw, and then you buy ad packs again. That's going to cost you 2%. But I mean, right? What you're going to do is you're going to get back like the 96%, or, you know, 2%, 98% back. So I mean, it's pretty obvious. The numbers are there, the percentage there, the breakdown. I mean, you have to be a rocket science to figure it out, right? So, but Tony, thanks for jumping on board, mate. What are your thoughts on the change with the 2%, the 2 times rule, or 2%, and also if you could just touch on a little bit about the cause that you're doing as well.
Mate, it doesn't really affect me. You know, you're looking at the fees for Pazer and STP and all the other processes. You know, they're up about 3 to 5%. So I really don't see why people are complaining about 2%. And you know, when I was with the other Revshare that's in court at the moment, you know, I was paying 3-4% through Pazer every time I was buying ad packs and buying products. But you know, it hurt me a bit because I was only in the lower echelon of the ad packs, about 200-300, and then as I got higher and higher, you know, the fees never came into it at all. And this 2% is actually a drop in the ocean for what we're doing and where we are at the moment. Doesn't bother me at all, because just having a look at my dashboard today, I still have to get my head around it, but according to my dashboard, I've got $1,650 withdrawal limit. So, you know, I'm looking at it and going, wow, can I take that out now if I wanted to? And which I'm not looking at anyway. And I've just been building my my business and my Bitcoin, and also in some of the comments I saw on the official page there, whether you've got a team of 1 or a team of 1,000, it's all business. You know, you're building your business. It doesn't care how many people you got in your team, as long as you're making that effort to put it out there, and that is awesome. You know, and I also saw a comment on there that he may be extending the membership further on down the line. Instead of 31 days, he might extend it out to 2 months. We don't know, but he is looking at that, he said. So, you know, business as usual, brother. You know, just keep moving forward and build your Bitcoin.
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. And look, I've been doing personally with the MPCA is I didn't withdraw anything. Okay, I didn't withdraw anything until I hit the max. And so I was taking all my leaders' commission, I was taking all my earnings, I was withdrawing that daily, and I was taking out probably a Bitcoin and a bit a day. Then I was buying ad packs, everything I had, back into the business, right, and growing it until I maxed it out. Now I'm looking at my account, and I've taken out, I put in fresh funds of 70 Bitcoin total, 70. I've taken out 101 Bitcoin. I've still got, because of the 2x rule, right? I've still got 40. Well, now it's gone up a little bit more. It's gone up. I can still take out 40 Bitcoin, right? Before I even have to worry about adding fresh funds. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if you what we've said all along, nothing has changed. You use your earnings, okay, you withdraw your earnings, you have to pay a 2% rule, but then again, you know, PayPal, SDP, I mean, they've been pulling the wool over our eyes for how long, and we just accept those charges coming from companies like that, right? And that's all right, we'll pay the $5. I'll give you $100 and we'll pay a $5 or $6 fee. SDP's even more. So that's fine for them, right? 2% rule, all of a sudden for MPCA, everyone jumps up and down. What I've been doing is withdrawing, right? Buying ad packs, and I've just continually done that until I maxed it out. And I've referred people. So that's really all you have to worry about. I don't have to worry about, for a long time, of adding fresh funds in the sense of buying more ad packs. But this is what I do daily. At a percentage of what I would draw from MPCA, I still use a small percentage of that, maybe 0.1 or 0.2 or 0.3, and I will use that and then buy more ad packs with fresh funds. So I'm never going to have to worry about maxing out the two times rule. Okay, so have a think about that, because if you're growing it for long term and you're looking at referrals and all that good stuff, you're not worried about the 2%. You're just worried about growing the business. All right, so that's someone that coming from a perspective, from my perspective, where I've got a big account, that's what you should be doing, right? So don't worry about it too much. Just focus on that's growing the business. Okay, guys.
And
sorry,
also,
Tony?
Gavin, yeah, CoinJar have got a real good bonus system. You know, if you did use CoinJar to buy Bitcoin or do transfers and do that, so they give you a certain amount of bonus points, like air points, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you want to do a transfer out or send money out, they ask you if you want to use up your air points. Now, that's just awesome. I mean, if someone can put that to Uday and say, look, you know, for every transfer we do, we get air points, and then, you know, it could end up feeless again if someone can put that to him, you know.
Yeah. At the event, there was a section of FAQ at the MPA event where any had, so people, you know, they could ask him directly, right? So things like, you know, frequent flyer points, what you just said, you know, similar to that, where you get a accrue a certain amount of credits, and then you can buy something with it or whatever. All the big companies do that. So certainly